All right. Welcome back, Cecilia.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am good, good, good. Getting started with 2022, a whole new year, a whole new challenges, whole new exciting things to do for the new year.
I love it. I love your energy every time I meet you.
I know,
Cecilia, you're always
right?
so cheerful. Awesome. So you guys, one of the things that I love about what we do, what we teach is that as a if you're just jumping in, type 1 in the chat if you're a coach, and type 2 if you're a software CEO, or type 12 if you are both. So Cecilia got into Ignite, and she's like, "Hey, I want to do what you do. I want to also own software. If you guys are a coach, course creator, but you also want passive, reoccurring income from software, type 99 in the comments. Let me know." And today we're gonna dive into what enabled Cecilia to transition, and as well as maintain her coaching business, so she still is able to serve her clients and step into the passive income journey. If you guys are all about passive income, hashtag passive income. And we're going to take a step back actually and ask Cecilia to tell us her origin story. How did, if you guys don't know who Cecilia is, she's an amazing individual who helps people really be able to have their Facebook ads work for them, profit from their Facebook ads journey, know how to set it up, know how to run it. And then she got into software as well, and she's the CEO and founder of GroupTag, which lets you tag in bulk multiple people into a Facebook Live. If that's a solution that you guys want to have, hashtag GroupTag, and we'll be able to send you the special offer GroupTag link as well. But all right, Cecilia, I'm gonna have you go ahead and tell us what made you. I know that you were on YouTube for quite a while before you bumped into us. What made you look at Facebook groups and go, I should do that? So tell us what happened there.
So I've got a small following on YouTube. I have just enough people on YouTube to where I can have my channel branded with my name, right? So YouTube was kind of like my secondary hub to Facebook mainly. And last year I did a summit. I interviewed 28 speakers and I did a drip release over 14 days. And you were one of the amazing speakers that I interviewed. The whole theme of the summit was profitable social media made easy. And out of everybody that I interviewed, you made it super easy with your software, right? I was like, oh my gosh, having this software, buy it once create it once, people are using it over and over and over again. And so after my event was over, I reached out to you, and it just so happened you were doing a 5-day challenge for Ignite. And I was like, oh, okay. Because, a summit, it takes a lot of work to put it together. You got so many moving parts because you got all the different people. You got to coordinate schedules. You got to do all the promotional stuff, all the emails. It's just a lot, right? I mean, that's something you really can only do twice, maybe, if you're really good, 3 times a year. And so I got in on your 5-day challenge for Ignite, and I was like, oh, now this is pretty cool. And this is something that's kind of like a rinse and repeat formula that you can do month to month to month. So I was like, okay, this is great. So I got in with you in July, and things just went really, really well. They went so well that by the time September rolled around, I was able to circle back and then get in on your software program as well, your software coaching as well. So within a span of like 6 months working with you, I created my own version of my challenge, teaching people how to create highly successful and profitable Facebook ads. It led to my coaching program, which is hashtag BOA for Business on Autopilot. And then it converted also with my software, because anyone who has a group or is doing a challenge, being able to tag 100 people at a time with a simple click is like super easy, right? Yep. So that is how it kind of evolved, and just using that formula for the challenges has enabled me, just in the 6 short months that I started doing it, I've helped over 12 people come into my world through Facebook ads, so that way they can create their own business on autopilot, which is really cool. So, and again, it's a rinse and repeat formula. You know, there may be some minor tweaks you do from month to month, but what's so cool about it is that every month you're getting a new group of people coming into your world.
Yeah, and something that you said was that you're like, hey, in the short time that I work with you, I was able to go from a coach with a rinse and repeat business. Who here throws something against the wall, like a summit, or one day, 1 month you're going to do a summit, the next month you're going to do a webinar, and then the next month you're going to try some other random thing. Let me know if you don't know that your whole year is kind of planned out. Type 1 if that feels like you, if you relate to that. And I also want to give a shout out to those who just joined us in Ignite in the implementation program, joining us for the next year. Congratulations, Jerry and Dashin and Jeffrey Dean and Ross, Armstrong and Brooks and Ava. So congratulations, everyone. Remember, CART is closing on Tuesday, you guys. So make sure that you do enroll before then. And if you are on the fence, we do have a conversation with you to make sure that you're a good fit as well. Awesome. So we have Facebook user 1. So yeah, I feel like a ton of people can relate to you, Cecilia, where you become a coach, and then, you know, somewhere along the way, you're like, hey, I'm doing this again and again all the time, and I would love to have this automated. So drop a comment. Let me know what it is that you're doing right now, that you're doing all the time, that you would love to have automated, and that it would benefit your people as well. It would benefit your people as well, whether that is right now, are you guys tagging like on your Facebook Lives manually and tagging a bunch of people manually? Is that what you're doing? And if so, we actually have a special link for you guys that we're going to give to you to get an offer for groups tag today. So let me know if you are tagging people when you go live to get more people to come. And tagging is one of the best ways as well. If someone's like, yeah, I want to come to your training, tagging enables them to be notified on their Facebook screen that something's going on that they agreed to. So we make sure that pops up, and so they will show up. All right. In the process, we're creating a course for mental health and cooking basics. Amazing. And my group is dead at the moment. All right. Not great. So, Celia, most people won't even think about, hey, let me get into software. What is it about, like, the way that what happened? How did you transform over the course of those months into thinking, maybe I can do this myself? What is that thing that made you go, hey, this is not so bad? Because a lot of people, when they think about packaging their solution into software, it's intimidating, or they're like, no, I don't even want to touch that. So what did you see that made you go, wait a minute, I can do this too, and I'll do it?
Well, you know, every invention has come about because somebody wanted to make their life easier, better, faster, more efficient, or whatever. And I would encourage anybody who's looking to consider software is to look at something that's happening in your world that would make your life easier. So the way it came about for me is I did my first challenge. I had like 80 something people registered for the challenge. I think like 50 or so actually came into the Facebook group. And every time that I went live, even though they got an email notification, they got a Facebook Messenger notification, I still wanted them to get notified when I went live that, hey, I'm live, here I am. I even did an event. You know, Facebook, when you do events, it sends them out notices like 30 minutes ahead of time. Inevitably, people will be like, oh, dang, I missed it, right? So I got my accountability partner, who wasn't very accountable, but my accountability partner was supposed to tag the people for me on my live, and that fell through, and it wasn't his fault. I mean, you know, tagging 50 people on a live is a lot when you got to type in everybody's name one at a time and then wait for Facebook to auto-populate, right? And then God forbid you have two people in there with the same name, you know what I'm saying? Or at least the same first name or something. It just got to be a mess, right? So I was like, there's got to be a way that you can just tag people in the comments. I wanted it to be in the comments and not in the description, because in the description, it shows up in people's news feed. And I personally hate that. And I'm sure other people do too. So I worked with you and found a developer to create the software to allow me to tag people like instantaneously. You know, if I go live, just a few quick keystrokes, enter, and then like 50 people are like, hey, Cecilia's live, right? So it helped me increase engagement, as well as, I know someone said they've got a Facebook group that's dead, right? So if you want to increase engagement, you got to let people know, you got to put stuff out there and then let them know it's out there. So it increased engagement, and then it saves a ton of time, right? I mean, a lot of people, including me and you, you know, we have VAs. Do we really want to pay our VAs to like do all that tagging and such when we're on challenges or doing videos, when we can have a piece of software to do it easier? But the thing about it is that I would not have developed that solution if I hadn't started doing challenges, learning that from you as well. So it's kind of like you can't put the cart before the horse.
Yeah, and for me, it's easier to teach you to figure out what it is that you're looking for with that cash flow, to go into that journey that way versus going from scratch. Because if you go the backwards direction, actually, because of this direction, you already have warm like an audience. You already built that up. You're launching consistently, and so you already have a list. You have that cash, and it just makes sense that way versus moving backwards, the other direction. So something that you said, Cecilia, so what made you think about having that solution is because you were doing it for yourself, and that actually, I don't know what did make it easier for you. I think you just take action like crazy. That's also why you have so amazing results. So let's talk about why things weren't working before. You came into Ignite. You were hosting summits. You're putting in a lot of information. You were putting in a lot of effort to have that attention bring in. So one of the things you mentioned was that it wasn't a consistent thing. Maybe you'll do the summit once every 3 months, but what happens in the time in between? And then you saw the 5-day training as a way to consistently scale out. So that's one of the things that I see as different. What other things make you sold on launching into a Facebook group environment? And also, let's talk about your results for when you first tried it. You did $10,000 in under 20 days. Like, what were the things you have to change about your own pricing? And then what made it in the way you pitch and, deliver? Did you think that, okay, this really hit with my audience, which is the Facebook ads world, Facebook ads people?
Okay, well, that's a lot. So let's just start with the group.
Cecilia, I love how candid you are. You're like, you just asked me 10 questions. Right?
I know, right? So I had the group already from the summit, and the premise of the summit is now you have a captive audience, and then you can have a master class, like a 1-day training, maybe an hour, a couple of hours worth of training in that master class to teach a skill that your group wants. And then from that, you can either invite them to purchase a program with you or invite them to get on a call with you to kind of see about getting them to the next level. So the whole big thing is that, again, summits are a lot. By the time, it took a lot to round up 28 speakers. You with your busy schedule, I still had to find 27 other powerhouses to get with. And then I've got to interview you all for 30 or 40 minutes. And then I've got to edit. It's just a lot, right? So to try and do that on a recurring basis is really, really hard. And the income that's generated from the summit, it's good income, but it's not sustainable for like 90 days, 120 days, right? So you got to have something in between to pay the bills. So that was the big thing about doing the summit. And then also, because when you are doing a joint venture, you're getting people from kind of all over the spectrum. So not everybody that came to my summit was interested in Facebook ads. So even though I've got this new audience of people that are into my world, some of them came from you, some of them came from Todd Brown, Mike Williams, Markwell Russell, Crystal Aldane. I mean, the list of people who were so gracious to give me their time is just awesome. But I wouldn't have met those people, of course, had I not took the challenge of doing that joint venture. But again, it's just not sustainable as an income source for a reasonable period of time, you know? And again, it's a lot of work. It takes like 30 to 45 days just to get everything set up before you even run it. So again, that's kind of where my group came about. And then I kind of massaged and tweaked the group to find out those people who were either interested in paid advertising or not having very much success with organic marketing. So those were the two people that I kind of tried to niche down in my group, because I thought those people would be the ones that I could best support and best help them get to the next level. So the first month I did my challenge. I think I did it like maybe a week or two after I joined your program or something. Like it was like really fast. And that was in July. And in that month, I got 3 people out the gate that came and joined my program. That was a far cry from the 7-day $397 program I was doing before I met you. So that was huge. And then each month it just got better and better. And one of the things that I've learned from working with you and your concierge is that you don't have to have everything figured out, right? So what I found is, so I did my first month, I got people in my program. As I'm going through, I started with just, I'm going to teach you Facebook ads. Well, what I found out from them is that, okay, Facebook ads are good, but if you don't have an offer, you can't do a Facebook ad. So then the second month I expanded to do offer creation. Let's work on how you're going to create your irresistible offer. All right, that's great. And then month 3 comes around and I'm like, okay, so we got the offer, we got the Facebook ads, but people are not, they don't know how to adequately set up their funnel. So basically, long story short, every step in the process was kind of like peeling back a layer of the onion. It was like, oh, I need to teach that and I need to teach that. And then there's also the back end of the Facebook ad. So once you run a Facebook ad and you get people interested in your offer, they give you their name and email, and in some cases their credit card. Now it's time for you to kind of seal the deal and take them to the next level that have come into your world. A prime example is one of my clients, the Van. He has a travel business, travel network marketing business, and he doesn't want people who want to just, have him book their travel. He wants people who want to travel business. So once somebody's on the hook, how do you then have that conversation with them to get them to join your team and become one of your business partners? So basically a program that started with just Facebook ads has evolved to now we do social media engagement, social media content. We do funnel creation. We do list building. We teach you how to set up your email list to capture these new people coming into your world. The ad itself, of course, and then on the back end, we give that sales and objection training so people can seal the deal. So it's evolved over the 6 months, but you do that based upon what the people want, not on what you think they should have, which was really good. And that was one of the things that I learned from you and your team.
Oh my gosh, Cecilia, you're so freaking eloquent. Every single time I talk to you, you become more and more eloquent.
Oh my gosh,
I'm just amazed at the transformation. You know what I mean? I don't know if you see it within yourself, but I'm just like, Cecilia answered that question like a pro. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
So you guys,
it took a while to get here, but hey, we arrived.
We started from the bottom. Now we're here.
We're here. Exactly. All the way up. You got to play that all the way up.
So you guys, and Judy is watching. Judy is like, taking action is the hard part for me. And what Cecilia documented in her answer is really, she expanded based on the problems that she solved for people, the solutions that she gave that created more problems. Like, hey, this is another level to all these levels, and she's able to go and solve these subsequent problems. And what I've seen is, and let me know if this is you go and perfect your modules. You're spending like 2 to 3 months creating a course, and you haven't even launched yet. You haven't even sold anything, because you think that it would be better to come off all premium and all put together than pitching imperfectly. So let me know if that's you. Type 1 in the comments. And if you guys are getting a bunch of value from this interview, especially with Cecilia and how she's answering these questions like a pro, give me smash a heart button. I want the rest of the group to know that this is going on so that they can get the value, because the cool thing about Cecilia is she just went in and she took crazy action. And there are so many people who would let their mindset and, just like, oh, what if people thought like this? What about that? What about that? And Cecilia just busts through all of it. So just borrowing her confidence in terms of taking action is such a healthy thing to do. And that's also why, okay, I love that Judy is giving us all these emojis. Yay, Judy!
Love it. Yes.
Awesome. Oh, and then Judy has a question. What do you do when you spend too much time over planning and end up scaring yourself out of the launch? Oh, that's a great question to answer. What do you think, Cecilia? What is let's talk about the number of the amount of hours you had to do to plan for your very first launch, or like the consumption of Ignite, the support that you got to plan your very first launch. And how did you said it got easier and easier, or better and better? How did subsequent launches feel to you after you got the first one out of the way? Is it just as much work every single time? Did things feel easier? Things felt more natural? That's my question. I don't want to rephrase it like 10 million times.
Okay, that's okay. And we've been doing this. I'm picking up what you're putting down, so I got you. But yeah, so in the beginning, of course, anything new is going to be a little bit challenging and a little bit overwhelming. But you've got concierge in place to help walk you through that process. So my first call with Michael, we set the blueprint up like right there. And then because I already kind of sort of had a foundation, of course, it was a little easier. But taking a 7-day course and then turning it into 6 months of something is no easy task. But Michael was there to kind of hold my hand and help me every step of the way. I liken it to, if you're a bookkeeper and you're creating an Excel spreadsheet, the first time you create it, it's going to be a pain in the ass because you got to do all those formulas and make sure everything links up right. And especially when you're dealing with money and numbers, you got to make sure everything adds up. And after you do it the first time, then it's plug and play, right? You can just copy and paste, and that same spreadsheet works for everybody. And it's the same thing with your challenge. The first month you do it, you're going to have some hiccups. You're going to have some bumps. You might even have some technical challenges. You just never know that first time. But once it's done, then every subsequent month is just revisiting your original blueprint and then adding the information based upon the feedback from the clients that I hope you get, or from the people who you got on a phone call to have a conversation. So the hardest part is building it out. Once it's built, you just, pull out this slide and put in that slide, or move this slide to, it's just readjusting it to make it flow better and giving the people what they want.
Yeah, I love that. So Judy's asked, can I borrow some of your confidence? Yes. Borrow Cecilia's confidence.
Yes.
So another question I get, and this is something that happened actually just yesterday. We had a potential client say, "Hey, that's cool. Let me just watch what you do and just like copy it. I don't need this implementation program." And we had that client say that a year ago when we started, when we were launching. They're like, cool, Kim did that. All right, I know marketing, I know copywriting, I know all this, and I'll go do it. And then literally yesterday, they're like, all right, Kim, you're doing something right because we tried it for a whole year and we are not getting results like how you are. So if someone were to say, yeah, like, hey, I witnessed it. I don't need help. What were the things that you learned and you were able to know because you were inside versus, let's say, a scenario where you didn't, you just tried on your own? Like, how different would that feel for you, Cecilia? Because I kind of want them to hear from you. Hey, this is the other side of the door, and if you were to go off on your own, what do you think that would look like? And I know you can't like turn back time or make up scenarios, but it's just like, what do you feel if you were on your own versus if you got our help? How would your results be different, or how long do you think it would take you to just mimic or copy or something like that?
So, they say if you want to be successful, copy someone who already has success, right? And just because you might have watched Kim do a challenge or even me do a challenge, and you're like, oh, okay, it's just some slides and you just show up for about 30, 40 minutes a day, we can do that. There's so many behind the scene things that happen that need to take place in order for your event to be a success, It's like if you were going to have a brain surgery, would you want a doctor who got his degree from watching YouTube videos? No. So you don't want to try to DIY your business. And one of the hardest things for me is, we're taught, and I know, Kim, you and I have talked about this, but as we're coming up, you graduate high school, you go to college, you get a job. Well, first you get saddled down with student loans, and then you get a job. You're just over broke because you're paying back these student loans. And then if you're real ambitious like me, you'll go back and get a master's degree to saddle on more student loans, right? But all that makes sense. Having that kind of debt makes sense. But when it comes to investing in yourself to learn a skill that could sustain you for a lifetime and not leave you dependent on Social Security, a lot of people are hesitant because we're just not taught to invest in our entrepreneurial education. So in answer to your question, for someone who thinks they can DIY themselves this process, if you could do it, you'd have done it, right? So that is
if you do it, you would have done it. You wouldn't be watching this right now. You wouldn't be attending another 5-day training.
Right?
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my gosh. So let's talk about, she's like, oh, that sounds familiar. Akash is like, mic drop. Oh my gosh. So I want to ask you, Cecilia, like you said that things got easier and easier. What are the things that you felt like was crucial to you enrolling clients? What was it about the way that Facebook groups help you versus, before you do have a YouTube platform and you were posting on YouTube? What was it about this Facebook group environment that allowed you to go and enroll 3 clients at a higher level, higher premium offer in such a short amount of time? What do you think that was for you?
Well, Facebook has always been my primary. YouTube was just kind of to get the word out about me and just to be omnipresent, right? You got to be on multiple social media platforms. So people, if they find you, in one place, there needs to be consistency and congruency on all the main social media channels. But the thing about Facebook is that, I've always dabbled in ads since about 2016. I got really heavy into it in 2018. And again, I was just offering my 7-day program, but people were coming back to me after the 7 days because they needed more training. And even though they were more than happy to pay for the additional training, I started feeling like those gurus and other coaches out there that only give you just enough information to be dangerous. And then like, oh, you want that too? Well, that's another X $1,000. You know, that's just not a good way to do business or build rapport. So in answer to your question, you know, I ask my clients when I interview them, like you're doing me, you know, what was it that made you pick me over all the people out there that are doing Facebook ads? Why me? And over again, I get that I'm relatable. I get that I really care because their success is my success. I get that they tell me that I make it easy to understand, you know, like I hold their hand and walk them through the process, because there's a lot that goes into running Facebook ads. It's not just like, oh, let me type up this and put a picture with it and we're off to the races. So, but consistently over and over again, I'm relatable, I'm authentic, and I do genuinely care. And I think authenticity is certainly the key, because there's so many inauthentic people out here on Facebook, right? And then the last but not least is that people need to know that you're going to be around, right? So I'm not going to give you this money and then 3 months from now you're going to be doing Bitcoin or whatever the next hot thing is. So they want to know that you are consistent as well. So a Facebook group is the fastest way for you to build credibility and authority with your tribe, because they're only going to join the Facebook group if they know, like, and trust that you have the solution to their problem.
I love that. I love that answer. And one of the things that a Facebook group environment allows your people to see from you is your authenticity. You get to show up as yourself fully. And isn't it a nice reality that you can be fully you and be financially rewarded for it while waking up to helping your people succeed? And that's the reality that you live. To me, that is such a gift that you give to yourself. And it's one of the reasons why Gary enrolled yesterday was he's like, hey, I have a job, you know, it pays well, and then, you know, but here's the thing, I want to have this as my reality. If that's how you feel right now as you're watching this, you guys, there's like 12 of you guys watching this. Hey, Judy, that type 1 in the comment if you're like, yeah, like my job is nice, I get paid, and I do well, but I'm not waking up every single day to living completely like the life that I want to live on my own terms. I get to wake up when I ever want to wake up. I get to dictate my own schedule, and I'm helping people on a week by week basis, and it feels great. So let me know if that relates to you. Put 1 in the comments. And there's a fear that comes up, which is a lot, which is Judy, she highlights this. Hey, I bought a few programs in the past and they didn't offer me the help I needed. They didn't offer any help to people like me, insecure, not able to create a high ticket offer. So I want to ask you, that sounds like a dream come true. Yay. So I want to ask you, Cecilia, when you said that we provided support for you, what did the support look like? You said concierge chat. What did that feel like in terms of getting support? Was it that we have you go and watch a lot of videos and modules, and then we're like, okay, try to figure this out? Like, how was the support that we gave you different than maybe some of the programs you purchased before, and, you know, other programs that you've been in before? Just so they could understand, like, what is it like on the other side of the door?
Right. So the first thing about support is you're only going to get the level of support that you ask for. So if you are not an active participant in your success, then you are not going to get that active support. So you've got to be a partner in this process. So I am the girl that's going to be asking all the questions. I want to know, I want to understand how to make it happen. So you've got to have a vested interest in your success. And if you do, you've got Slack channel, you've got the concierge. Michael just messaged me today and was like, hey, what's going on for this week, right? So the support is there, but you have to take advantage of it. And you've got to ask the right questions. And you have to be humble enough to admit when you don't know something, right? So if you don't know, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. So you've got to ask the right questions to drive the train of success in your business. So it's not up to Kim and her team to, they'll check in and say, hey, how's it going? Is there anything that you need from me? Well, that's a wide open door for you to be like, yeah, I need this, and this. Don't just say, oh, no, I'm good. But yet in the background, you're stuck on your PowerPoint slides or you're having trouble with your email automation. There's just so many things that you have to take control of on your path to success. And Kim's team helps to facilitate that, but you've got to be the one that is driving the train.
Yeah, I love that answer because a lot of times jumping into a program, if you have the same habits, you show up the same way as everything else that you purchased in the past, it's going to reflect in, the way you show up in anything else that you invest in, because you do have to meet us halfway. You do have to put in the work. Cecilia, when she came into Ignite, she was just guns a-blazing. She's like, I'll do whatever it takes. She's like, I'm doing whatever it takes because, it was like, that's her power. That's the way that she stepped up. That's the way that she shows up. And no matter how good the systems are and the support is, if you're like holding back, you're not really going and reaching out for help, it's going to be difficult. So I love Cecilia and the realness of your answer. And of course, we have a private Slack channel for you. We have kind of like a coach in your pocket kind of scenario where if you have a question, you can just message us. And we do check up on you on a week-by-week basis to see where you are, because I want to believe that if you invest in yourself in a coaching environment, that they don't respond to you only when you poke at them, that they are actually looking out for you and seeing where you are and consistently having you move forward. That's a philosophy that I hold to, and I really like that as part of the environment if I'm going to be teaching and coaching. Judy says, I'm not even a client yet, and the support has already been much better than the other programs. Well, Judy, there is a word in here, yet. So make sure we cross out that word. It is yet, so you're coming in, and we would love to help you. With that said, Cecilia, what are the things that let's have those who are kind of like looking at, hey, I want to do Facebook ads, I want to figure out this journey. What is it about your program that makes it like different than others? We're all about, hey, we're not better, we're entirely different. So What is it about you that makes your program different to really help your clients out?
Well, I think what makes my program different is, first of all, I've scouted the competition, right? I've gone on 5-day challenges for other Facebook ad producers. I've had those sales calls for other teams. So I've got an idea of what's out there in the marketplace and what they offer. And a lot of what I find, especially with someone who is, say, a big name with a big following, is that you're not getting them, you're getting the representative. Whereas with me, you do get me. I am holding your hand. I am taking you through the entire process. Now, granted, I have other people that support me, but you are getting me. And I think that makes a big difference, because if you are the face of the company, nothing is worse to me than signing up for a high ticket program and then getting coached by somebody who just completed the program like 3 months before you signed up. So that's one. And then, I think there was a question earlier about what do you do? How do you overcome the fear of getting started? When I first started, I was doing everything with the Google Doc. I didn't get a membership portal until like my third month, when I realized that I needed some structure to my program. And having a membership portal with easily defined steps to follow helps people get to the right place to where they need to be, right? I mean, there's no point in writing or creating Facebook ads if you got like 50 people on your Facebook page, right? Because that doesn't show you have very much credibility or authority. So there's a sequence of steps that my clients follow in order to get to the point where they can be perceived as the authority and expert in their niche, and that makes them the go-to person. So I think it's just a matter of, again, showing up, because people hired you. They didn't hire the representative. So for me, it's showing up and being present, and then going back to what my clients say about me is, I'm authentic, I genuinely care, and I make the process super easy to follow, to where they're not getting bogged down with tech overwhelm, or and then I'm a one-stop shop as well, because I do offer the whole funnel building, the email management. All of that is now encompassed in my program, so that helps as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that, Cecilia, for her to demand, for her to say, hey, this is a premium program. She is stepping up into the premium way to treat her clients. And one of the philosophies that we have over in Ignite is, you can start premium and you can stay premium. You don't have to go and charge something super small and then spend forever to build your way up, because the people who are willing to invest in themselves at that level, when it's kind of like, it sounds kind of weird, but it's kind of like a mating call. If you aren't, doing the mating call to say, hey, I want the premium Gucci people to come here, because this is the level that I run at, this is the level I operate at, and you can join if you're at that level too. That is, when you start premium, stay premium, it changes your world. It changes the type of people that you attract. It changes the quality of your program. And with that cash flow, you're able to now step into more of a, let's figure out the other problems that I can solve, versus, oh no, I can't go there. I can't afford that. I can't do that, because, I need like 1,000 more clients at this $97 level to even afford any of that. So the reason why we push you lovingly into having the option of a higher ticket offer is because you get to transform into, like, really this person that can orchestrate humans and be able to deliver results, just like how, Cecilia, you're doing it so well. You start off with what you start off, Google Drive. You didn't even have a membership portal, nothing like that. And it's like a progression every single month. And to me, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you built out and the people that you have helped. But yeah, like Gary, actually, we spoke about Gary earlier. Hey, Gary's in the comments. He's like, that's my plan. That's why I signed up yesterday. Just imagine you could make double while doing what you love with your group. That's my dream. The conversation I had with Gary is, hey, this is not a whole year away of you stumbling around in the dark. This is us helping you, and it's only a matter of time, and it's only like a matter of being courageous and stepping into this role for yourself. And it's not rocket science. Like, do you feel, Cecilia, the things that the actions that you've taken, is it, so complicated, intelligent wise, or do you think that what is a good type of person that you feel would fit this role, or like being able to pick this up and do this? Do they have to be super smart? Do they have to be pretty on screen? What do you think?
Interesting you would ask. Well, the on-screen thing, again, it's about being authentic. Some days I have my hair, some days I have a baseball cap, but I am always the t-shirt queen. I've got like t-shirts from every place I've ever been and then some. But no, you got to, the type of person that'll benefit is you got to have some idea of something you want to offer, right? I mean, you guys are good, but you can't pull something out of thin air. So you got to have an idea of what it is that you want to offer. And then Kim, you and your team are able to help us take that offer and then build a program around it that is going to provide someone with a transformational experience, right? You got to get them from point A to point B. So the type of person, again, is that you got an offer, but you're struggling on how to scale it. You're struggling on how to monetize. Maybe you're even struggling on what to charge for your offer, and then you also have to get over your fear of what if. Like, there's so many what ifs. Like, what if nobody likes it? What if nobody shows up to my challenge? I mean, I've done challenges where like 2 people showed up live, but 40 people were signed up, right? You really just don't have any control over that. But what matters is that you show up. So don't get bogged down in the what if. So I don't know who your ideal client is. I'm sure you sat down and mapped that out. But just from my experience, having an offer that you can scale, having at least some semblance of a blueprint together so that your team can help expand on that and help create the overall program that needs to be from the seed that you plant. And then you also need to have the ability to invest in the resources. You've got to have an email autoresponder, right? Because you got to collect people's information. You got to have Zoom, even if you don't pay for it, the free version for the VIP sessions, you'll need that as well. And you don't need to be like super tech savvy or anything like that, because Kim's got people for that as well. So being able to be trainable is the biggest thing, as well as, again, having some offer in place that you want to build on. Those would be the biggest things for me, because, again, you guys are good, but you're not magicians.
Right? We can't turn you from something to you. It's like I don't know, some people, they're like, hey, I want to do that, but then the actions doesn't reflect what they want. So if
Right?
you find your actions being congruent with what you want, then we can help you get there. It's only a matter of time. Okay, cool. And then Gary says, a good friend and colleague of mine always said 80% of success is showing up.
Yep.
That's very true. Okay, Cecilia. So I usually go for about an hour, and I want to, thank you so much for your time. I want to end it with, where can they find you? I want to drop this link that you gave me here as well into the chat. So you guys, if you win, not if you win, when you win with us, I do have you come on and I interview you. But I don't position it as just like, look at Cecilia, how great is she? And, look how great our program is. Like, let's have Cecilia spend all this time talking about how great we are. But I say, hey, like, let's get more people signed up to your software, Cecilia. Let's have people find out more about your Facebook ads business. Let's figure out why you're different, why you really care, you show up for your people. So guys, this is her Chrome extension that lets you go and bulk tag members on Facebook Live. Some of my team members use it, and it works. And go ahead and try it out. Cecilia is the face behind this software. She's a software CEO.
Yeah.
And I heard from Larry, you might be joining us for our live event.
Yes.
Maybe. So I'm really excited to possibly see you in Orlando in March 3rd to the 6th. So I'm really excited for that as well. And all right, so that's to ask you, where can they find you, Cecilia, besides this group's tag? What are the websites? What's the Facebook group? How can they reach out to you?
So the Facebook group is Profitable Social Media Made Easy. And I know that's a mouthful. I wasn't thinking it through, but if you just use my name, Cecilia Faye Morris, with my middle name. So if you just go to my page, you can get signed up for my upcoming challenge where I'm doing, per Kim's model, I'm doing a 3-day challenge where I'm teaching you all things Facebook ads. But also from there, you can get into my main group if you're not interested in Facebook ads, but you want to know tips on how to stay current and relevant on social media. Or if you are, again, you can go ahead and join my challenge. But all of that is on my main page, Cecilia Faye Morris. And you can go ahead and connect with me there. Send me a friend request. I'm getting dangerously close to 5,000. So get it in before I hit the 5,000, which is the goal. But considering when I started with Kim, I barely had 2,000. That says a lot for 6 months, right? So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so just go to my name. You can find everything you need there. If you do want to build up engagement in your group, definitely try the software. It's free for 14 days. Try it out. See how you like it. We've got tons of support to help you get going. If you got a Mac, it is a little different on a Mac than a PC, but nothing that we can't overcome. But yeah, so I'm just excited that Kim has actually enabled me to go from feast or famine to where I've got a steady state in my business and my lifestyle. Because again, creating challenges is truly a way where you can just show up once a month, be of service to the people who are looking for what you have to offer, and then you can spend the rest of the month nurturing and coaching the people who have decided to put their trust in you.
Yeah, I love that. And then also you can get to show up wherever you are in the world as long as you have a laptop and a camera,
Yep.
and you can work from anywhere in the world. And having that be a reality is something that I think everyone should be able to have as a gift for themselves, and not be tied down to one location and having to show up all the time because someone said, hey, you should do this because you're
Right.
worth X dollars an hour. So it's such a great gift, and I'm glad, Cecilia, that it is your current reality. And I just am so excited for where you're going to go from here now that you have software and you have your coaching. I'm super excited for that. And I'm excited to see you at the live event. So Cecilia, so you guys follow Cecilia, go and go to groups tag rebrandly.com, rebrand.ly/groups tag. And reach out to her on Facebook. She is in this group, Cecilia Faye Morris. And now, Cecilia, I'm going to put you back into the green room and you can X out. I'm actually going to go and talk a little bit about the live event that's coming up, just super quick, to close out this interview. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in Orlando.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Kim. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you're on the fence, but you need some help getting over the hump of stagnation in your business, you're here for a reason. Don't pass up on this opportunity. And thanks, Kim, for the shout outs for my software and my challenge. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you too. Bye, Cecilia. All right, I put Cecilia down inside the green room. Cecilia can click the X button to hop on out. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I want to invite you to a very, very special live, actual in-person event in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be at March 3rd to March 6th. So that's 4 days of hanging out with us and taking care of all the things. So specifically, let me just show you what we're going to be doing there. It's a workshop-like environment. We are going to go and cover behind the scenes on what it takes to do $100,000 months with smaller Facebook groups, and being able to do it in a very consistent manner as well. So you'll get to meet and greet 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 figure entrepreneurs running successful businesses in today's economy. You get a roadmap on what group monetization experts are doing today to increase revenue, increase profitability, remove complexity. We have speakers who are bringing their A game to show you what it takes to scale and monetize from their groups. We have Nate McAllister, who has made several millions from his software, his Chrome extension, just like how I have done with Chrome extensions. And he has a group of 50,000 members. He's going to be there to do a workshop. So we are actually having you guys go through workshop-like environments when you're there, not in a separate way, but in a nice multi-million-dollar mansion. I have food coming catered in. I hired the same company for my first other event in Las Vegas in August, and they did an amazing job. They took care of all the swag, all of the schedule, the room assignments, just everything, so that we as a team can focus on you. You get the playback. You get the playbook on how a simple software can get you high-ticket clients and passive recurring income for life. Remember, you see how Cecilia stepped into the role of a software CEO. So I'm going to pull back the curtains on what it takes to think about, create, launch, and scale your own software solution so that you can create a whole different, separate, let me go ahead and quit that. Close the IO. You can scale your own simple software business that can be completely ran by your team. So you can create another stream of income. If another stream of income is something you're interested in and another source of leads, then type 1 in the comments or hashtag mansion. Go ahead, hashtag mansion, and we'll reach out to you. If you want to join us during March 3rd to March 6th, we are rapidly running out of room because this event will sell out in the next week. So make sure that you go and you hashtag mansion, and we'll reach out to you for this specific mastermind. We also have people there who are amazing with credit, with funding, getting 0% interest rates, and we will go ahead and show you what it takes to leverage credit, have travel perks for free. So now that you have that income, you have the cash flow, what are you going to do to preserve your wealth? What are you going to do to take advantage of the type of credit that you now have access to because of your network and your net worth increasing? So we will also break down our hiring process for building out a scalable team for your Facebook group. Handling all the day-to-day operations just by yourself isn't the reason why you got started with growing your group, right? We didn't come here to give ourselves another job. We came here so that we can scale out. And if that's you, hashtag scale. We have professionally catered and healthy breakfast and lunch both Friday and Saturday, so you can focus on absorbing every drop. There's video recordings of the entire event. We do have in person, but we also have a virtual ticket. So if you want access to the virtual experience, hashtag virtual, if you're like, Kim, that's great, I want in, but I'm not going to go fly anywhere because I just want to stay where I'm at, then hashtag virtual ticket, and we will go ahead and reach out to you for that. And also VIP upgrades are available after you submit your order. This is the location that we have. It's a $3 million mansion. It's ginormous. There's even an Avengers room for you to enjoy. And we have a theater room. And this is where we'll have our VIP dinners where you can go and have a VIP experience with the speakers, with my team. And so this is where it's going to be at. There's a pool room. There's a game room as well. And you can go and join us there. I'm super excited about this event in March. My team is all ready for it. We're all ready for it. And this is not our first rodeo. We've had past events as well. And this is our past event. There's testimonials all over the place. If you guys want a ticket or qualify to come in and attend this event with us, then hashtag mansion, and we'll reach out to you to get the ticket. If you want to just purchase straight up from the order page, it is groupconvert.com/live. And if you need the virtual ticket, then yeah, just be like Judy. She's like, virtual, groupconvert.com/live-2022. Go ahead and grab a ticket there as well. All right. So, okay, that is it for, actually, let me see if I can go ahead and share the trailer for this event. One more thing that I want to share. Let's see. And trailer. It is loading. Let's see. Video trailer. All right, found it. Let's go. Playing it right now.
This whole experience has been absolutely life-changing.
Just being able to connect with so many different people, that was awesome.
Everybody wants a little piece of the cake.
I created this event because live events changed my life.
Time to throw it down and show me what you got. If you think you're so.
She's a wonderful person online, even a nicer person when you get to meet her.
We're not normal, we're weird, we're quirky, and we're extraordinarily qualified to help and transform people's lives.
She's exactly who you see online. She really cares about the people who are here.
Yeah, show me what you got. If you think you're so high, wanna make it to the top. You gotta hang with the big shots. Yeah, show me what you got.
You're having these mind-blowing conversations with these amazing entrepreneurs, and every single moment of this retreat has just been life-changing.
Kim is really inspiring to me because she cares so much. Like, you can see her she's just really available for people, and a lot of coaches, especially at events, she genuinely cares.
To be in an environment of like-minded people that share the similar energy as I do, and being able to like talk with other business folks in like a really fun environment and just learn and grow together.
She's like this little badass all by herself, but she's got these powerhouse people who are also equally invested in their people's success. And the mastermind was awesome by itself, and of course that all led to me joining the inner circle. You get how warm she is. She knows everybody's first and last name. She knows where they are in their business, and it's clear that she is deeply committed to her clients' results. She just wants the world for her people, and that really comes through.
To be able to network with the people who are surrounding you in your space that are a little bit higher level, just going, okay, I didn't think about that. It's like that was kind of nice to see.
I thought it was going to be more like a seminar. Like, there was also a lot of like actionable items that we were taking that we implemented, and I was able to close deals, and it was amazing.
Coming here, I met like amazing people who are further than I've been, who've given me like super pointed advice, and they're also willing to help.
I think I got a lot more than I asked for because it really brought together a community of people who are like-minded, which was, for me, amazing to network with such high-level people.
She brings a lot of value. Her team is absolutely incredible. Every single person that I had a conversation with was extremely valuable, and so you can just tell the type of people that she attracts to her events.
And I always feel like when you're with people of a similar mindset, you're going to learn a lot more, and that's really what happened for me this weekend.
I would say if you're a young entrepreneur, you should be here. If you come here, you get all the knowledge, and to me, it's amazing.
Yeah, if you're a coach, I would recommend this event because it goes over like high ticket sales, creating your value ladder, how to automate your business. You're kind of like, you're bulletproofing your business in that way.
No matter what stage you're at, you will benefit from attending one of these events.
I really hope anyone can take advantage of this. Any entrepreneur, inspiring entrepreneur, anyone that wants to make their dreams come true and take their business to the next level, I think they should be all here.
The offer here is that you're connected to a team that's basically turnkey. Once you tap into this turnkey system, it's going to help your business grow to the next level, no matter where you're at.
All right, you guys. So it's groupconvert.com/live-2022. If that's too hard for you to remember, just go ahead and hashtag mastermind, and we'll be able to give you the details. Okay. All right. Hopefully I see you guys there. Remember, the cart is closing tomorrow midnight. So to secure your spot before it's all sold out for the implementation program, GroupConvert Ignite, make sure that even if you're slightly on the fence, that you do schedule a call. That will enable you to save your spot and allow you to qualify for the event only bonuses. Okay, so Congratulations to everyone who already joined us. We're super excited to serve you for the rest of the year and continue this momentum onto the rest of the year. And just imagine how your year would look like if you have me on your side, you have my team on your side, for you to crush those launches, for you to have a group that actually converts, for you to have consistent income, for you to be able to finally take care of this so that you can go and help your family. You can go and live a life where you're waking up and you're met with gratitude. You're met with people thanking you for changing their lives. Because at the end of the day, when you own a Facebook group, you are leading your own micro movement. And if you have a bigger Facebook group, then you're leading a big movement, right? And results don't take time. They just take courage. We have helped so many clients profit big on smaller groups. So you don't have to spend forever building up this audience for years and years, only to try to offer them a small little tiny program and then not having the financial abundance that you deserve for yourself, your family, your loved ones. So I hope to see you inside of Ignite. And also make sure, if you're slightly on the fence, you do schedule a strategy session, because we want to make sure we're a good fit for you as you are for us. All right, it's a two-way street here. See you guys in, just remember, you can watch the replay, get all the links, and see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.
Oh yeah, if you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.